right, buddy. Hey, Jericho, how are you? Uh-oh, why is that doing that? What's up with that? There we go. Hey, Billy Joe, how are you? Yes, it is cold. Hey, Emily. Hey, Susan. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Sweet Home. European Dobermans. How are y'all? We don't have any more horses due right now. Everybody has had their babies. Hey, Angel, how are you? Hey, Shelly. Hey, Lynn. Yeah, Billy Joe, but it's supposed to be cold where you live. It's not supposed to be cold here. You realize 2 days, no, I take it back. 3 days ago, it was 81 degrees here. 3 days ago. Yesterday, it was 72, I think, or 73, right in that range. And then yesterday evening, it started raining, and by midnight, it was 32 degrees. So, hey, Lynn, how are you? We did have a good Christmas, Kimberly. How about y'all? Hey, Missy, how are you in Australia? It's Adelaide, right? Adelaide, Australia? Yeah, that's Mississippi for you. That's right. It's bipolar weather, for sure. Like the horses put on winter coat and then they had to shed it out. Now they're putting them back on again. So, gosh, Paulette, that's cold for you. 45. Got a 17 instead of the Pro Max. Thank you for the gifts, Jane Rose. 2026 will be here before we know it. 28 in Cottontown, Tennessee. Yeah, that's cool, Jessica. I think it's supposed to go to 30 here tonight. Well, it's supposed to go to 30 in town tonight. Out here where we live, it's probably going to be closer to 29 or so, 28. Simply because we don't have all the concrete they have in town. So. Thank you, Billy Joe, for the heart. Me, appreciate it. Yeah, 23, ooh, minus 18 in Ontario. No, thank you. No, so. Okay, I don't know why it does that sometimes. It doesn't need an update, but apparently sometimes YouTube decides it wants to cut off. Yeah, y'all can keep the minus 18 now. It'll probably be a little loud in here because we're going to keep that heater rolling. In fact, I have that heater. but I also have that one up there going too. And if it gets too bad, I got another one I'm gonna crank up. Thank you, Paulette, for the 2026. And I have to admit, well, I have a jacket on, and then I have a camouflage hoodie on. Under my camouflage hoodie, I have an additional hoodie, but that hoodie is one of those zip-up electronic hoodies that has a heater in it. So right now it's pretty warm. Yeah, my dad found them at, I don't even remember. It's like an overstock place, and he found them, and he got one for Heather and one for me, and she's got hers on too under her camouflage hoodie. So she's got her bib overalls on and everything. She's gonna be warm. Thank you, Jane Rose, for the gifts. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Hey Susan. Stormy's doing good. Raina's doing good. Lanahe's doing good. Jubilee's doing good. They're all doing good. I don't know. What do you have, Ashley? Bojangles. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. Hey, Marianne, how are you? Yeah, they have one of those in South Haven, Ashley. They do. Actually, they're building another one in, I think they're building one in Olive Branch. I know they're building a Slim Pickens chicken, and I think right next door, that might be, it's either Popeye, no, I think it's Bojangles right next door to it. So, thank you, Terry. So, they're building two of them in Olive Branch, and it's, well, to me it's sad because right where they're building both those restaurants and maybe a couple more in a shopping center, there used to be this really cool family-owned cattle farm right there before the city annexed the cattle farm. And I mean, it was in this man's family for years. And I think he ended up passing away, and the family ended up selling the farm, and basically now they're turning it into a shopping center. So it's kind of sad. But, and honestly, they don't need any more chicken places right there. There's like 5 chicken restaurants within a mile of each other right there. So, I don't know. Thank you, Susan. Hey, Miss Gail, how are you? Has it got cold there yesterday? I mean, yeah, today, not yesterday. I would imagine it started getting cold there at your house about 4 hours after it started getting cold at our house last night. God bless you too, get Jade. I figured it was about 4 hours. Man, it started raining here. It started coming down for a little bit, and then it just kind of started drizzling, and then it was gone. The rain was gone, but the wind and the cold was here. So, hey Karen, how are you? Oh, Jubilee, he's doing good. Hey ho. Yeah, I'm sure it's cold in Georgia too. You probably got it about 4 or 3 hours after Miss Gail got it. Depending on where in Georgia you are, it might be 4 hours. Man, the wind was bad here yesterday. It was bad here all day yesterday. It's not as bad today, but it's still windy here today. I'm just thankful I don't live like up where, well, like Joe, where Joe lives, or in Minnesota, anywhere in that area, because apparently they all had blizzards last night. I think I saw that Buffalo had 18 inches or 13 inches or something like that. I know they were talking about it this morning on the news, so. Yeah, it was strong. The wind was strong here yesterday and last night. I don't think we lost like any trees or anything like that, but a lot of places around here did. So I figured I'd have some nosy horses behind me, but they're not there yet. Hey Andrew, how are you? Thank you, Miss Tina, for the 2026. Yes, our Wix does private messaging. And in fact, if somebody wants to send us messages, sending it on our website through Wix is the best way. Because if you send it on TikTok or FB or, I don't know, IG or any of those, 9 times out of 10 we won't see it. Because daily on TikTok alone, there's over 1,000 messages that hit TikTok. And we don't have time to look through all of those messages. But if you really need to get a hold of us, and you're not just like sending a video or something like that, then the best way to do it is through our website. Tyson's doing good. Hey Kim, how are you? Tim's doing good too. Thankfully, I hadn't got too sick yet. Noah is sick. He's got some kind of crud. I don't know if it's the flu or what, but I know it's not. Well, I say I know it's not. I know it's not one thing because I tested him for it yesterday, but whether that's a good test or not, who knows? But he has definitely been sick, and it's more towards like the flu or something. But thankfully, I have not gotten as sick. I do have some sinus stuff going on, but that's it. And then we have Heather, who's not sick, but she's got a lot of clothes on.
I told Tim I feel like
Michelin Man.
Like I don't even feel like I can move.
Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy on Ghostbusters or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
He wanted to say Puff the Magic Dragon, but that ain't the same.
No, that ain't the same one. Hey, you know that hood on this thing is heated too.
No.
Yeah, my head's warm.
Really?
The hood is heated too. In fact, if I do it this way, it'd probably be warmer.
Hey, I had gloves in here too. You need some gloves?
No, I don't need any gloves. The pockets are warm too. I don't like it this way. I like it the other way. But it is heated, by the way. The hood is.
I don't have mine up.
Well, I just realized it like a few minutes ago. I could feel it starting to get the top of my head to get warm. So yeah, we got to stay warm. So we got to do what we got to do.
It's
I used to never get cold until the last 2 years. I think Heather's rubbed off on me, complaining about the cold. She's like, I'm freezing. Now I'm freezing.
well, I should have. Oh, I don't know if these will fit you.
I doubt it.
I need to get you a pair.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some. I'm not gonna get them from there though.
No.
I know where to get some. Y'all don't carry them. I know where to get some. Y'all don't carry the kind I want. But they're good. They're warm up in Alaska, warm. Nothing. But the ones I'm talking about are way warmer. Way warmer. They're the Alaskan kind. The only problem is if you put them on and it's 30 degrees, you might start sweating.
I was sweating today at work.
I'll be sweating in a few minutes when that hoodie kicks in. Jaden said it's 14 there right now. I guess we should be happy with our 30. Or whatever it is. I don't even think it's got to 30 yet, but it's getting there quick. Oh my gosh. Billy Joe said it's 7 there. Somebody on here earlier said it's supposed to go to minus 18 or something tonight.
Why is that so far away?
I don't know. You can move it closer. I just didn't move it any closer. Mira says she don't care. Move it out from in front of her stall. She says she want to make sure she can get to her treats. Hey, you may have to the cord. That's why I didn't move it much further, because of the cord. You have to unhook it. And then hope Mira don't get into it, mess with it. I don't think she will. I think she's more worried about treats. Yeah. It's blowing. Miss Gail, I don't know if the water's dripping in the camper or not, but we will be checking it to see. Yeah, but when you left, it was like 70 degrees, so you wouldn't have left it on. That's for sure. I know we didn't have any problem with the water last night, but last night it was 30 degrees. It may get colder
I
tonight.
wonder if you drain that thing where there's no water in it. Or you might do that.
I can, but the hose that goes to it still would have water. You can't get rid of that, and that would freeze, so it's better just to leave it running. No, the babies don't got coats on. They don't need coats. They got plenty of hair. Not even close to being cold enough for them to have coats on. Horses are not like people. If we put coats on the horses when it's this kind of temperature, then they'll stay warm, and they won't grow their winter hair. If we don't put coats on them, they can put winter coat on overnight almost. Like they can go from not a lot of hair to thick hair overnight.
Unless something's wrong.
Right. So unless one is like really sick or something like that, there's no reason to put a jacket or a coat or whatever you want to call it, blanket on them. They grow hair very fast. In fact, last week, Hatana was shedding hair very fast because she had grown so much hair when it was cold. And then last week it got warm, so she started shedding hair. And they can shed it really fast too. So should be all right. Everybody, y'all took your Christmas tree down, Lauren. That's cool.
When are we going to take ours down?
Oh, ours is already down. We took ours down
Last year.
last January.
This past
So we didn't put a Christmas tree up. So. Thank you, Bud, for the Go Popular. Yeah, we didn't put one up. Noah and Emma are normally at their mom's Christmas Eve into Christmas morning, so we didn't really see a sense in putting a tree up just to have to take it back down. So, you know, I guess if we were doing some kind of big Christmas thing where we had a lot of people coming over for Christmas and the kids were here and all of that all the time or whatever, then we probably would put one up after Thanksgiving. I like putting a Christmas tree up after Thanksgiving. I always refuse to put one up before Thanksgiving. But I always hate taking one down by New Year's. So this year we opted not to have to do either one. We talked about getting our little, we got one that's like 2 foot tall. We talked about getting it and putting it up, but we didn't even do that. We have Pasofino horses. there. And that is Uno. And then there's one over there. That's Mocha. And then out in front of me, let me see this. Flip these around. We got, that's Hatana. And then that one right there is Miss Mira. And then Hatana has a baby in there somewhere. Oh, there he is. And that's her baby right there. That's Stormy. Hey, sir. I just was showing the baby. That's all. They didn't ask. They didn't say, "Hey, let me see Hatana." They said, "Let me see the baby." And yes, the baby Stormy has a teddy bear. That's his companion. Ain't that your companion? And he was born on November the 3rd. And then that's Miss Jen back in the corner. Hi. You gonna come say hi? Come here. Come say hi, biggin. So that's Miss Jen. She didn't have a baby with her. This one down here is Lanahe. He's 8 months old. Hey, you gonna come here and say hi? Come here and say hi. Come on. Come on, crazy eyes. Come on here. What's up? You doing all right? The heater got you rambunctious? Does the heater got you rambunctious? Hi, buddy. So Lanahe here, his mama is at the very end down there. Uno is his mama, but he was born in April. And then this little fella, hey, you want to come say hi? Come here, Jubilee. This is Jubilee. Jubilee just turned 3 months old. Hi, come here and say hi to us. Jubilee has 2 teddy bears in his stall. Thank you, bud, for the gifts. And Jubilee turned 3 months old on the 20th. And Jubilee is actually, say, I'm an orphan, aren't you, buddy? His mom passed away a couple weeks ago. She had some medical complications way back during her pregnancy. It started back in May, and then she passed away a couple months ago. Well, I'm sorry, a couple weeks ago. She had him in September, and honestly, we were surprised she didn't pass away the day she had him. But she wanted to be here, and she stayed with him as long as she could. So, but he's doing good, and that's his older half brother, and they get along real good. And so far, neither one of them has jumped the wall. So, and then this is Miss Mira. Hi, are you pawing? Are you pawing? And this is Miss Mira's daughter, Miss Raina. Hi. And she's the youngest. Say, I'm the youngest. She was born November the 29th. Sorry. She was due December 4th, but she was born November 29th. So she's actually the youngest. She's not even a month old yet. But of the 3 younger babies, she's the biggest of the 3 younger babies. Yeah, they're all cute babies. The cat was Butters. She'll come back in. So yeah, Miss Mira's going to stand there the entire time we're sitting here because she thinks if she sits there and paws at the ground long enough that we'll bring her a treat over there or something. Thank you, Miss Hazy, for the 26. Yeah, today's the 29th, so yeah, she's a month old today. No, we do not hand feed Stormy. I mean, not Stormy. We do not hand feed Jubilee. Jubilee was born September 20th, and a couple days after he was born, we had the vet come back out again to look at Isadora again. And at that time, after we did some x-rays and stuff, we knew that she wasn't going to be around a long time. And so we started making sure that he was eating alongside of his mama and making sure that he was eating plenty, drinking water. And his mama had him pretty much eating and drinking on his own. And even though he was nursing from her, he wasn't nursing a lot. So I think, honestly, we knew it, but I think Mama knew that she didn't have a long time either. And I think Mama was trying to get him as close to weaned as she could. And then once we lost Mama, he cried maybe, a day? Yeah. If even that long. And he would whine and cry in there and holler and carry on the first day. But the next day, you didn't hardly hear anything out of him. And like I said, he eats, drinks water, eats his food, eats his hay, and he's doing good. And the whole thing is, when a mare has a baby or a foal, the most important milk they get is the first 24 hours worth of milk. That's the most important because it has all the colostrum in it. And after a month, the milk gets a little bit weaker. By the second month, that milk has turned almost a watery consistency. And by the third month, basically it's nothing but water anyway. So, you know, a lot of people let their babies nurse till they're 6 months old, but most of them do that so that the mamas can teach the babies herd dynamics and manners and all that kind of stuff. It's not because the baby needs to nurse that long, because by the time a baby is 3 months old, that milk that's coming out of mama has no nutritional value, and those babies are already eating food, drinking water, and everything else. So there's really no nutritional value at that point. Yeah, I think Isadora knew? Yes, absolutely. 100%. Horses know a lot more than people think they know. And I think it was 100% Isadora knew that she wasn't going to be here. And she did everything she needed to do before she left. I also believe in my heart that had she not had the baby, had something happened and the baby not survived, Isadora wouldn't have made it a day after she had Jubilee. The baby's what kept her here, I think. So, and I said it on here more than once. The bond that her and Jubilee had, I've never seen a horse and a foal have that kind of bond. I mean, you'll see a foal that lays near its mama or follows its mama everywhere, but very rarely will you see a mama lay down and the baby lay down between her legs up against her, or the baby come and lay its head on her head while they're sleeping, or the mama lay her head on the baby. Very rarely do you see that, and those two were always like that. So I personally think she knew that it was coming. Yeah, we're going to be doing treats and all of that stuff tonight. Well, horses are very intelligent creatures. Very intelligent. Courtney, I don't know what you're talking about, what you're saying. I'm sorry. We do have Isadora tumblers on our website, but they're not like the memorial tumbler. It's just an Isadora tumbler. Yes, Diamante has a new home along with Donnie. They live at the same place. And it's somebody local here to us that we know. Oh, I'm sure they're spoiled. Thank you, Miss Tina. Raina is doing very well. In fact, I think Raina is giving her mama a run for the money. Let's put it this way. Raina is living up to her Queen Energy name, I promise you. And poor Mira. Mira's probably dreading ever meeting Infinito right now. Because she is given, it's a vet wrap, the thing that holds the vet wrap. Oh, thank you, Boomer. Thank you. Here you go. You're so proud. He's so proud. Let her see it. He's so proud. Anytime he gets something, he has to bring it and show it to you. Come here, let me see, Boom. Come here, let me see it. Let her see it. Yeah, that's nice. Here, I got it. Oh, I dropped it. Get it back. Get it back. Did you get it? Oh, he'll get it. I'm sure he'll get it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's the one without the case. All right, let's fix that back. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes this thing doesn't work like it needs to. And then it helps if I don't knock it down. There we go. And then it's got dirt. Sorry. I still think it's got dirt on the lens. I think that made it worse. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know why this case don't want to, I mean this thing don't want to move. There we go. I don't know. I guess the whole thing is tilted or something from that accident. Anyway, there's Mira. She's back. As I was trying to say, Mira's got to run for her money with Raina. There's no doubt. And Raina's name is Energia de Reina, which it's kind of like saying Queen Energy or Energy of a Queen. Yeah, Ashley, I don't even want to imagine Mira with a baby with Dorado right now. Honestly, my personal opinion about Mira and the baby is that Mira paired with Infinito is a really, really good match. I think Mira and Infinito were a really good match, baby-wise, because the baby's got perfect conformation, and she's already, you can tell she's very well gated. So I think they had a really good match there. Now, I don't know if Mira could stand to have two fillies. I think Mira right now is wishing she had a colt instead of a filly. But I'm glad she had a filly. We don't have any horses that are bred to have babies in 2026. So in 2026, I don't know, unless something happened and we ended up with a horse that was already pregnant somehow. We are not expecting any babies in 2026. We could potentially have one in 2026 if we bred in January, but we're not planning on breeding in January because we really don't want to have any babies in November, December next year, or December next year. So when we decide to breed again, it will be probably in late March, early April for a March type baby. Because if one of our mamas that's a show mare has a baby, we would prefer them to have the baby in March, early March. That gives them several months after the baby to start getting ready for shows and stuff like that. So and I don't personally like having babies in the middle of the summer because it's kind of like having babies in the middle of the winter. In the winter, it's extremely cold. And then in the summer, especially here, like in July, it's 100, 101 degrees with high humidity, and it's miserable for the mama to be 11 months pregnant in July. So ain't that right? middle of summer is miserable for the mamas to be pregnant 11 months in July in Mississippi.
Yeah. It'd probably be better for them to have them in
March.
March, right?
Yeah, but I really don't want. I really want March if we're going to have them. I'd rather have them bred at the end of March, 1st of April to have March babies. At least it's starting to warm up, and yes, Jen and Mocha are maiden mares. Jen, I'm certain, is not pregnant. Mocha, I'm 99. Well, I'm gonna say I'm 95% sure. Yeah, I'm 95% sure Mocha would not be, but we don't know between the time the person that we got Mocha from at the auction, between the time they got her and between the time they bought her, which was like a 5-month span, we don't know if she was exposed to any stallions or, anything like that. So we don't believe by any means that she's in foal or anything. But at the same time, we have not had her actually pregnancy checked. So now if she started showing signs and we thought, well, she might have a possibility, then we might get her pregnancy checked. But at this point, we're not going to. That's just another vet bill that we don't have to have. So Tyson's doing good. If you stay on the live, you'll see him in a little while when we do treats. He's actually in the barn. So he's actually in the barn. He is on a diet, and so he has been in the barn for about a week now. In fact, Tyson's about 7. In fact, Tyson and Moonshine and Eldorado have all 3 been on diets, but mainly Moonshine and Tyson are the big diets. What do you say, Boomer? No, Tyson can have treats. They have treats. They're going to get treats. But their grain consumption has been cut back considerably. And their hay consumption has been cut back too. Because when they're out in the pasture together, all they do is sit out there and eat all day at the hay bale. They never leave. So with them being inside, we can control that. So Heather, make him go. So I don't coming over here pawing at me and knocking the camera and stuff. He wants in my lap, but he's not getting up here. Right now, Hatana is in lead for Horse of the Month. Right now. Lanahe made a strong run yesterday, overnight, and he actually passed Moonshine, so he's actually in second right now. No, go lay down. Or let him come get in your lap. He keeps
Scared of that. Here.
He's scared of the heater. Yeah, he's a chicken. He's ate so many chicken eggs, he done turned into a chicken.
Guess what?
Yes, no. Thank y'all for liking the live. No, no horses are bred. Mira's looking out here like, hey, where's the treats at?
Mira needs her hair pushed.
Huh?
Mira needs her
Oh, I
hair
know. I know she does. Her mama, I mean, her baby, her boss in there has been wearing her out, rearing up on her and all kind of stuff. She might be sore today, because I swear, Raina almost jumped all the way over top of her this morning. Yes. She was in there fired up this morning. See, he ain't too scared of that heater because he just got closer to it.
I think the air blowing on him.
That's probably what it is. Where's that at?
You shared it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It's Raina messing with her probably. I'm telling you, Raina she's getting rough with her. Stormy's starting to get a little hyper with Hatana sometimes.
I'm glad he's getting a backbone.
Yeah, he's not as timid with his mama anymore. Mira she's just got the troublemaker of the bunch. She's got the little angel in there with her. The little queen angel. Raina, the little queen angel. Raina says she's putting in her application to be boss mayor early. Yeah, we're not going to put the babies together to play right now. In fact, that probably won't happen for a little while. Because, number one, I don't want to put Jubilee out with like Stormy or Raina because their mamas might not appreciate it and might be mean to him. And then because he doesn't have a mama to go out with, and I don't want to put them two out together because Hatana is very protective, I guess I would say. But at the same time, Miss Mira over there has already shown that she can be very aggressive when it comes to the baby. Not so much with us, but with other animals, she can be very aggressive. So, like, she tried to get the cat the other day. She almost got a chicken a couple times. We actually had video of that, and she was like, lost her mind about this chicken. And we don't want to take chances of babies getting hurt outside when their mamas get into it. And Mira has a tendency to like to kick. Like, what was it? Was it Uno that she kicked and knocked down like a month before Uno had her baby? She actually kicked Uno out in the paddock and knocked her down. So we're not going to take that chance with them right now. They need to be up older. Hatana is still in the lead right now, yes. And then Lanahe is second, Moonshine is third, then Mira, and then Raina actually has votes too. And I think Dorado has votes. Let me see. I had to pull my list up. Okay, right now it's Hatana, then Lanahe, then Moonshine, then Mira, then Raina, then Dorado. Yep, Boomer said he's staying warm right there. We have not officially set a date for the waffle yet, but yeah, we have. We've had people get tickets for the waffle. But we have not set a date, but probably around the 11th of January. It really needs to be on a Sunday. But it needs to be on a Sunday before Heather and I start back to school. And Heather and I start back to school, I think, on the 19th. So... well, the 18th. Maybe it is the 18th. No, that's a Sunday. The 18th is a Sunday. It won't be on the 18th. So it'll either be probably the 11th or the 18th, one of the two. Because, like I said, I'm almost positive we start back to school on the 19th, and then our Sundays after that are kind of messed up. So. In fact, after that, our Sundays and Wednesdays are messed up. Because we always have things that are due on Wednesday and Sunday. Always. No, Boomer. Yeah, you can get tickets for the waffle in our link tree or at smrwellnesscenter.org. The cutoff date of purchase won't be until the day of the waffle. So it'll either be like the 11th or the 18th. And we'll probably know more on the cutoff day and the day of the waffle within the next week. So. It's getting chilly in here. I can see my breath. No, we will not have, Kit, we will not have any 2026 babies. We don't have any mares that are bred for 2026. So any mare that gets bred will be 2027 babies. Puzzle piece, sorry. Hey Jenny, how are you? Well, having babies every year can get overwhelming. So, you know, and then this year there was 4 born. Now 1 belongs to Miss Paulette, but we still have 3 here, and then 1 belongs to Miss Gail, but Jubilee's staying here. This is his actual permanent home. So then we still have 2. So, you know, it's having them every year, it can get overwhelming, especially if they stay here the whole time. It is fun to watch them grow, but at the same time, it's good to have them go somewhere else too. Because if not, there's, you know, we can't have babies every year. And if we keep every baby we have, then we can't have babies at all. So I don't know what we're going to do with Lanahe or Raina yet. I know Stormy is here with Hatana, and he belongs to Miss Paulette. And Hatana, right, and Hatana and Eldorado and Stormy are basically, they're boarded here. Jubilee belongs to Miss Gail, and this is Jubilee's permanent home. Miss Gail wanted him to stay here in a permanent capacity. So she's boarding him here, but he's boarded here permanently. And then Raina and Lanahe belong to Heather and I, and we're not sure who's gonna win out there. Personally, if anybody, right. If honestly, my opinion, and I don't know that this is Heather's opinion, but this is my opinion. If we're going to keep one of those 2, I would like to keep Raina, simply because she's the only Infinito filly that we have, and to my knowledge, she's the only Infinito filly. No, there's only one other Infinito filly that is alive, right? There's Missy's filly, and there's Raina, and they're the same color, kinda. Yeah, they are. They're both chestnuts. But there was another filly, but I remember it passed away. But it was like 2 or 3 years old, and something happened with it somewhere else. I don't know. I don't even know who owned it. I just know that there was an Infinito filly that did pass away. But to my knowledge, that's the only fillies. But there might be another one, because we looked on his stuff, and I thought we found that like there was either 3 or I think there was already 3 somewhere, or maybe 4. I don't know. But it's not.
Way to find out.
It's not. Yeah, there is. It's the only way that. I mean, it's the only filly that we have, though. So. There is a way. I don't know if I can get logged into it or not, but there is a way. As long as it's working correctly today. And as long as I can remember my password. Well, I remembered my password. Now as long as I can find the verification code. All right, let's see. They're not in alphabetical order. So there he is. All right, let's see. All right, there's Infinita. That's the one that's the same age as Sabato. They were born the same year. She'll be 3 in May. All right, so that's one filly. There's another one that was also born that year. That one was born before Sabato. And her name is Vanilla. She's a buckskin. That's a gelding, gelding, gelding. Gelding. All right, there's another mare from 2019. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Okay, so he has 4. 4,
Including ours?
including. Let me wait.
The one that has
1, 2, 3. Yes, that includes that one. Because I'm pretty sure that's this one right here. All right, I'm almost positive that's this one. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 plus ours. That makes 4 fillies for Infinito. Plus 8 colts or geldings. 8 males, let's put it that way. Thank you, Jillian, for the gifts. So yeah, my opinion is if we're going to keep one, it probably should be Raina, but that's if we're going to keep one. But at the same time, you never know. We might decide we want to keep Lenahe. He's a boy maker, yeah, he is. Yeah, so out of 13, he has 4 girls, 9 boys.
Yeah, I think we should keep Raina.
He's definitely a boy maker. Hey, Courtney. But that's okay. Now Infinito does have babies that are going to be born this year. So his number 14 baby is probably due. I don't know the exact due date. I need to check. But I think she's due around, the mama is due around the 1st of April, the end of March, 1st of April. And that's a Pasifino mare. And that's the one that is in Germany. And then he also has 2 others. But that one horse is not those 2 are, neither one of those are Pasifinos, are they? Ray's horse is I
think she's a standard.
She's a standard bred.
She's a gated horse.
Yeah, I think she, and then
a standard.
And then the last one was a standard bred, I know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Ray's is.
His might be a walking horse. I'm not sure.
I don't think he knows.
That's the one he got from
Yeah.
he got it from somebody that got it from an auction or something. Yeah. But that's the one he rides all the time and uses to pull his buggy and all that.
Yeah.
And we have to keep up with what? The babies? No, I don't have to keep up with all the babies because I got it on paper with the association on those. If they're Pasifinos, it'll be on the association paperwork as long as the person that has the baby registered. But like our friend Ray or our friend Dee, their horses, they won't be registered Pasifinos. So those, the only way for me to do that, I'd have to keep up with that because they're not registered. They're not going to be registered.
My feet are getting cold.
Are they?
Yeah.
Your body's not though, is it?
No.
Yeah, that heater thing works pretty good.
Turn mine on.
Really? Mine's on. Mine feels good, man. I have my hoodie turned on. And I got the heat turned on. Right, Mira? Mira says she don't got time for all this. All right, let's see if we got anybody behind us. I don't think so. All right, now I know that camera's got to be dirty. Hang on a minute. That's where Boomer throwed it in the ground. Sue, I don't know what the temperature is. It's in the 30s. I don't know exactly what it is. Well, let's see. The horse that is here currently that we have owned the longest would have to be Hatana. And she's not ours anymore, so technically that wouldn't count. Let's see. We've had Sabato since he was born, and he'll be 3. Uno we've had for a couple years now. Same with Mira. Moonshine the same. Dorado about the same. Maybe a little less. I would say right now the horse that we have here that we've owned the longest right now would be Tyson, the miniature. We've had Tyson since 2021. Isadora was the longest one here that we had owned the longest until she passed away. And before her, it would have been, it would have been Diosa, and then before her, it would have been Tia. Of the horse, yeah, but Contessa we didn't own as long as Tia or Diosa.
Yeah. We got Contessa and
Hatana at the same time.
Those two numbers, Isadora.
We got Isadora.
Well, it was all 3 of them.
We got all 3 of them at the same time. The same
I
time.
think there was one that we got a little bit apart from the other 2, but I can't remember which one it was.
It was Isadora. It was Isadora.
We got her first.
Yes,
and then we got
Hatana and Contessa came together. Yes. Well, actually, I own Tia longer than I own Draco, right? Let me think. Yes. But I was talking about like the horses that are here right now. That's going to be Tyson because we got him in 2021. So that means we've had him for almost 5 years. It'll be in the summer. It'll be 5 years, and he was 3, so he'll be 8 next year. But yes, we own Draco for up until last November, or well, actually last September. He was here till last November. So that was like 13 years for Draco. We have horses in this barn right now that have the potential to be just as good as Tia ever was. We have horses in this barn that have that potential. Jen actually has that potential. Mocha has that potential. Both of those horses have that potential. And honestly, Mira probably has that potential too at some point. But you got to remember, Tia was like, before anybody on TikTok ever saw Tia was 20 years old. So, you know, you got to remember, you know, Mira's 8 years old. Yeah, because Emma's 9. Mira's a year younger than Emma. She's only 8. Jen, how old is Jen? 10? Yeah, she's like 10. Mocha is only 5.5, 6.5, 6.5. So those horses are all young still. Tia had been under saddle riding from the time she was 3. And when everybody on TikTok met Tia, she was 20 years old. When Tia was younger, yeah, that's right.
She was 20 when they met her?
Almost 19 and a half or so. She was born in 2000, right? Or 2000, yeah, 2000. So, and we didn't start doing TikTok till 2020. So, she was almost 20 years old. I've had multiple horses live well into their 20s. And we did not own Dolly her entire life, but Dolly was almost 39 or 39 years old when she passed away. Dogs, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how long the oldest dog I had was. My dad's dog was like the Pomeranian, which I gave to him, was like when it was a puppy. It was 17 or 18, I think. My sister had one that was 17 or 18. I don't know. I can't go back and tell you how old every animal I ever had was. I don't know, and how long I had them. I'm 59 years old. That's kind of hard for me to remember that many animals over my life. So, yeah, that was the palm he stole. That's right. That's a good one, Michelle. That's good. I don't know if he's on here, but that's good. So, horses live a long time. Horses live longer than dogs a lot of times. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes dogs don't live as long. Perfecto's doing good. Hopefully his weather's warmer than ours. Hopefully. Is it 30 already here, Miss Gail? Oh, Lord have mercy. Miss Gail said the temperature here is actually 30 in Byhalia, but it feels like 23.
Where she's at? I might go there.
I don't think it's any warmer at Miss Gail's, I'm going to be honest with you. Miss Gail said it's the same there. Yeah, it's cold today, that's for sure. Honestly, any horse to me, any horse over the age of 14 or 15, I would consider a senior. Like Hatana's 17, I would consider her a senior. Infinito is 13, so he's bumping on the door of being a senior. Now, as far as Tyson goes, he's a miniature horse. I wouldn't consider 13 or 14 in a miniature horse a senior. I'd consider more like 20 or so. The average age of most horses, or the average lifespan of most horses, is between 27 and 30 years old. A lot live into their 30s, some live into their 40s, and then some pass before they're 27 or so. It just kind of depends. They're just like people. They can have medical issues just like people can have. Miniature horses, however, can live into their 50s. It is not uncommon for a miniature horse to live to be in their mid-30s. Not uncommon at all. So I would say that for like Tyson, he wouldn't be considered until after he's 20. He wouldn't even be considered a senior, I wouldn't think. No, Tyson is not in the barn because of cold. When you see Tyson, you'll realize he's not in the barn because he's cold. We have no horse. There is no horse in this barn that we keep in this barn because it gets too cold for them. I hope people understand that. A horse can handle temperatures all the way down to like minus 27 without a winter blanket. In fact, horses that live in states where they get a lot of snow and stuff are outside all the time in minus below zero weather without blankets. The whole idea of blanketing horses is for people's comfort, or for a horse that people have body clipped, or a horse that is old and sick. If you have a horse that's old and sick, then yes, you want to blanket it when it's cold. At the same time, if you have a horse that's old and sick and it gets down in the 20s and you blanket it, the next day when it gets in the 30s, you need to take that blanket off, because if not, you're going to make that horse sweat, because they're winter blankets. They're not designed for 30, 40, 50 degree weather. They're designed for cold weather. And it's okay if you want to blanket your horse, it's great. Blanket your horse at night. But don't leave your horse out in the pasture. Say today it's 20 degrees at night, and you say, oh, I'm gonna blanket my horse and turn her out in the morning. Don't blanket your horse and turn your horse out in the morning if the temperature is going to 40 degrees, because you're gonna end up making your horse sick doing that. And it's a danger type thing, because a blanket can get caught on anything, or a horse can lay down to roll and get their leg hung in the blanket and can't get up. It's just not something that's safe to do. So we don't blanket ours. Have we blanketed them and turned them out? Yeah, when we had 0 degree weather and it was snowing. And that was only for a couple days, and they would go out, but they weren't left out. They would go out and come back in where we could check them. Typically we don't blanket horses. Now, Mocha, she had a blanket on for about a week, but we also had 20 degree weather, 10 degree weather, and I took the blanket off every day during the day when the sun come out, and she had no hair because she came out of Florida, so she had no hair. I mean, she had hair, but she didn't have winter hair. So thank you, Lori B, for the gifts. So yeah, she had a blanket on. We put a blanket on her when we brought her back because it was raining and cold. And then when she got here, we kept a blanket on her at night, but in the daytime when the sun came out, she came out of the blanket. I don't like using them. Heather doesn't like using them unless we have to. And there's nothing wrong with people that use them. I'm not saying there is, but
I mean, it makes us feel good, but
yeah, it makes people feel good to use a blanket. That's what it does. And it's nice to get on the website and say, oh, look at this cute pink blanket, I'm gonna get my mare, or this purple blanket, I'm gonna get my gelding, or whatever, or blue, or whatever color, it doesn't matter. But it makes their owner feel good. If the horse is sick, or really old and can't put a winter coat on, then yeah, it's good. The thing with older horses is they don't usually have a problem putting a winter coat on. They have a problem shedding their winter coats. So when it comes to summertime, it's hard for them to shed their coat, which is why we used to have to clip Dolly in the spring, because her hair would be so thick, she would be getting hot because she had this big, thick winter coat, but she couldn't shed it like she should. But again, she was 38 years old, 37, 38 at the time we were clipping her, so. I'm not sure why a horse that is blind would not grow a mane, but
Wait, what?
Elizabeth said, what about a horse that's blind and they no longer grow a mane? But honestly, maybe it's two different reasons. The horse is blind, but it also doesn't grow a mane.
I can tell you what I think. I think they need to be dewormed. Like with multiple types of worms.
And that's possible. But if a horse is blind, they still can put a winter coat on. A mane, honestly, a mane is not what keeps a horse warm anyway. The mane doesn't keep the horse warm. What keeps the horse warm is eating hay, drinking fresh water, eating hay, and some grain, but mainly hay and fresh water. Because a horse that has hay and fresh water goes through a digestive process with that horse and with that hay and water, and that's how they regulate their body heat. The mane has nothing to do with them keeping warm. Now, it's nice to put your hand under the mane because it's always warm, but the mane itself is not what keeps them warm. It's their digestive process. But if one had moon blindness, I wouldn't worry about them having a blanket on, or if they didn't have a mane. As long as they put on a winter coat and they're healthy, I don't see a reason for them to have a blanket. Unless you body clip them or something like that in the winter to go to shows or something, then I don't see a reason. And even then, and I probably get hate about it, but if you body clip your horse to go to a show in the winter, you should put a blanket on them, especially traveling or whatever. At the same time, once you come home, if you're not going to a show for a week or two, there's really no reason to keep body clipping the horse, and there's no reason to keep the blanket on them. Take the blanket off, let them grow some winter coat, and then body clip them before you go to your next show. Because it's important that a horse grows its hair. It's very important that a horse grows its hair with the changing of temperatures and things like that. Now, if you're going to show week after week after week, every week or every few days you're going somewhere else, I understand if you're having a body clip and do that, then put a blanket on them. But for God's sakes, if you turn them out and let them run in the pasture all day long, or turn them out at night or whatever, don't leave a blanket on them. No, we don't blanket the babies when they're born either. Nope. None of our babies have had blankets on in here, except the day they were born. I laid a towel on them and dried them off. And I laid a blanket on. Who did I lay the blanket on? It wasn't Raina, because she'd come out kicking. I think it was Stormy. I laid a blanket on him. Or was it Jubilee? It was one of those two that it was Stormy. Jerica said it was Stormy. But I laid a blanket on him. After I used a towel to dry him, I laid a blanket over him just because it was cold. But once he was fully dry, he never saw a blanket again. And that dude's fuzzy right now. Even babies can grow hair very quickly.
Almost every baby we've had has had a lot of hair already.
They all got a lot of hair. Every one of them does. Yeah, if it goes below 0, then yeah, we might put blankets on them in the barn. But even then, if it's sunny outside, even in cold temperatures, I wouldn't leave them out for an extended time with a blanket on. It's too dangerous. Yeah, we have Tyson. He's here. And he don't need a blanket. That's for sure. But yeah, we have Tyson. He's here. So.
I need to pee and I don't want to have to go pee because I got all this stuff on and I don't even know how I'm going to get out of it and get back in it and whatever.
Yeah, Tyson's been in the Good Morning video the last few mornings, actually. Well, if you need to, you probably should, so that I can get stuff ready for feeding time. Feeding time. For a feeding time. The duck's what?
Drinking out of his pool.
Oh, yeah. There's the duck. Somebody asked about the duck. There's the duck. He'll be in that pool in a minute. That dude don't care. It could be cold. He don't care. He'll be in that pool. Be in there taking a bath. Trips me out with that. Heather will be back in an hour with all the layers.
Swear. I have 3 layers of pants. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on the top. And the bad thing is I've got to take off like different stuff to get to the other stuff.
Yep, I know. No, I haven't seen Perfecto lately. Perfecto lives in Texas. I haven't personally seen him. I mean, I've seen him online, but I haven't seen him.
They need to understand that.
Everybody can't post every day.
I was going to say,
Oh.
they need to understand that Perfecto's mom and dad just wrote a new book
Right,
a while back, and they have been doing a lot of stuff pertaining to and with the book. And
right,
they haven't had time to post.
Right.
But she said, I specifically asked her because so many people had asked. She said that they're doing great. They just really, really busy. So she said that everybody's doing really good though.
yeah,
So that's good. I'm gonna go try to.
okay,
I'll try to hurry.
all right. Yeah, we understand being busy too, so,
Yeah, we've been quite busy ourselves.
yeah,
I don't know.
very busy.
I don't know how. Like I've been as busy, if not more busy, as when I was in school.
I know,
Wouldn't you agree?
yeah,
Thank God I wasn't in school. But I haven't been.
that's true. That's true. Being in school would have made it worse. You'll be all right. Take Boomer with you. She got so many clothes on. I know. That's up to you. That's up to you. We're going to be out here for a little while, so that's up to you. If she takes off her bib, she's going to be cold. She can say she's not, but she will. Mira, what are you doing? You back? Say, I'm back. Thank y'all for the likes. Appreciate it. Mira says she's back. She's back with a vengeance. Say, I'm back with a vengeance. Say if I stare long enough, he will bring treats to me. I know he will. She's like, hurry up, human. She is a good girl. Yeah, I don't doubt she's trying to hypnotize. I don't doubt that at all. In fact, I would almost bet you that's what she's trying to do. I would almost bet you that's what she is trying to do. SpongeBob gift. Well, thank you, Ashley, but I don't even know what that is. What is that, a SpongeBob gift? I don't know what that is. Yes, I don't know what that is. I wish I did. And how do you go back and watch it? That's what I need to know. Because I don't know how to do that. I don't think I know how to do that. Yeah, I don't think I know how to do that. That's not true. What are you talking about? TikTok's gonna tell me that I'm showing static images or I've been away too long. But yet, I'm actually live and I'm showing Mira. And it's not a static image, she's just standing still. Jeez. There she goes, moving. Mira, you got to move more than what you're doing because TikTok says you're static. Oh, that's cool, Ashley. I never seen that before. That was Squidward, wasn't it? I haven't seen that. I didn't know they had that on there, but it goes to figure because isn't there a movie coming out or something? If I remember right. Thank you for the gift, Ashley. Yeah, I don't know that I'll go see the movie. The only way we would go see that movie probably would be if Noah and Emma wanted to go. But like, the crazy thing was like when the Minecraft movie came out, me and Heather and Noah and Emma went and saw the Minecraft movie. Well, the next week, the movie was on Roku. Like the very next week, it was on Roku. So we could have foregone going to the theater and just watched it on Roku at the house. And then we wouldn't have had to buy $10 popcorn. Which would be really cool. It's the experience. Well, I can make it seem like the experience. I can make it seem like the experience at the house. I mean, we have like one of them soundbar things that we can Bluetooth to, and we can turn all the lights off and blast it really loud. And it would be like being at the movies. Maybe. Well, I will say the chairs at the theater, or at least the one we went to, them dudes are comfortable. They like recline and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they're nice. But at the same time, my recliner reclines too. Not trying to be like a movie killjoy or nothing, but really, a lot of theaters closed around you, Lori B? We got plenty of theaters. If you fall asleep in the movie, you got it made. Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep at the movie. If I go to the movie, I need to see the movie, especially with what movies cost nowadays. Oh, you meant at home? I don't know. I usually don't fall asleep during the movies. Even at home, I usually don't. I'm not saying I won't. Now, if it's boring, then I probably will. But if it's a movie that I'm halfway interested in, and even though I'm not like a big, huge SpongeBob fan or anything, it probably could keep my attention. I didn't really want to go see the Minecraft movie, but after I went and saw it, it actually was a good movie. I was surprised. But at the same time, you're talking to somebody that hasn't seen Star Wars. So, or what's that other one? Avatar, haven't seen that. Or Lord of the Rings, hadn't seen that. Or a bunch of movies I haven't seen. Everybody says Avatar is good. I haven't seen it. I've been on the ride at Disney World, but I haven't seen the movie. Now, Harry Potter, there's not one of those that I have not seen at least 100 times, because I had to go to the movie theater with them. Lindsay, my daughter Lindsay, had to go to the movie theater to see those. And then on top of that, USA Network used to every weekend have a freaking Harry Potter marathon for I don't know how many years. And it seemed like every weekend my daughter was watching it. So that's one of the few movies I can say that I've seen like a lot. Shrek, I've seen Shrek a lot too. But like Star Wars, I've seen none of those. The only Star Trek I've ever seen is the one that came on TV with Leonard Nimoy and what's his name? Shatner, William Shatner. That one that came on TV, I've seen that one a lot. And then the Next Generation that came on TV, I might have watched 1 or 2 episodes of that. But as far as the actual Star Trek movies, no, hadn't watched them. Yeah, I've seen Toy Story a lot. I've seen more of the kid movies a lot. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Disney movies. Is that horse smart? Well, I think she's smart. Pretty much every horse is smart. In fact, most horses are smarter than most people. But I would say Mira's pretty smart. To feed a horse every month? Oh, I don't know. $150 to $200 probably. It just depends on the horse. They're just like people. Some horses eat more than some other horses. Mira there probably eats more hay than most horses, but she doesn't eat as much grain as other horses. So yeah, about that. I mean, if you take into consideration what they eat every day, and then on top of that, what it costs for your vet bills all the time, normal vet bills, not emergency vet bills, and then you add on top of that how much it costs to have their feet done by a farrier every 6 to 8 weeks, and then their deworming program and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, it's probably $200 to $2,400 a year if you don't have to board one as well. Boarding costs can be rather expensive. If you have to board one, you might as well go on and figure about another $4,000 or so, depending on where you board it. It could be more than that. There's some boarding facilities that are over $1,000 a month just for boarding. So it just depends. It's not a question that it's got a exact answer. Thank you, Lorraine, for the gifts. We trail ride our horses, we show our horses. And then we do equine assisted therapy with some of our horses. Thank you, Dee, for the gifts. Appreciate it. thank y'all for joining. We appreciate the likes and the shares too. Thank y'all. Adults and children actually doing equine therapy. We've had both adults and children. We've actually done both. We have a nonprofit SMR Wellness Center that's also on TikTok, and we do equine assisted therapy. It's a little harder to do in the wintertime because we don't have a covered facility to do that at this point. We can do it some in the barn, but depending on what kind. But as far as like riding type therapy, it's a little harder to do in the winter. Yes, we have particular horses that we use. Lately, we have used Moonshine more than any. We were using Diosa some. Diosa actually passed away. And then we had Donnie that we were going to use for therapy, but he didn't work out to be a therapy horse. Since then, we have Jen here, and we believe she's going to do good with therapy. And we just got a horse out of a rescue situation, out of an auction, and she appears to be going to be a very good one. She is younger. She's only 6.5, but she's had really good foundational training already, so we think she's going to do really well. Her name is Mocha. That's not her name. She has a long Spanish name, but her barn name is Mocha. And she's been here for a little while. She went through, thank you Angel Baby for the 2026. She's been here a little while. She went through quarantine when she got here, and now she's up front in the stalls. So, and we've ridden her a few times, evaluating her. She's actually very, very sweet. We don't think there will be an issue with her turning into a therapy horse by any means. Yeah, she has a nice name, and she looks a lot. Her and Uno look a whole lot alike. Uno is a very sweet horse too, and I could see Uno doing like maybe some grooming therapy, something like that, maybe to an extent, maybe with an adult or something. But at the same time, Uno is a very nervous horse, and I don't know that she's going to be a therapy horse. Now, that's to say, she's that way now. When she gets older, she might be perfect. You know, you never know. Yeah, Mocha's definitely a doppelganger. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Thank y'all for the gifts. Appreciate it. So what's everybody's plans for New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve, I should say. Staying home. I understand. I think a lot of people stay home more nowadays than they used to. Maybe. I mean, I'm guessing, but Miss Gail said packing to head west. I understand, Miss Gail. No, I agree. Home is a safe place to be. That's for sure. I bet Heather's on the way back. Yep. I saw Boomer, so I knew Heather was on the way back. Yeah, that's Raina's Clean Energy.
What?
I said, yeah, that's Raina's Clean Energy, all right.
I got a question.
Yo,
Did they give us some of these yesterday at Walmart? Because I ordered some of these.
no. We didn't get none of those yesterday. No, we didn't. Nope. I didn't know you ordered them, but they didn't give us none. They didn't give us none. They may have been out of them. Yep, New Year's Eve is on Wednesday. You'll be lucky to see midnight. I hear you, Penny. We might be lucky to see midnight around here on New Year's Eve. I don't know, one New Year's Eve you stayed on live one night, didn't you? We were in the house one night, maybe? That's been some years ago, though. A couple years ago. I think we went to sleep last New Year's Eve before. I think we went to sleep when the ball dropped in New York. Sometimes it's fun to go to sleep when the ball drops in Australia. Yeah, we were out by a fire one time on New Year's Eve. I do remember that. Ashley said, yeah, it was SMR after dark. Probably. All right, I'm gonna turn some water on so it don't freeze. Okay, here, you answer questions.
I was trying to see if I actually ordered these or not.
So I don't know.
Did they send me my vitamins?
Yes, your vitamins are in the house. The probiotic vitamins, yeah, they're in the house.
I guess they're not really vitamins. I got some probiotics from Walmart yesterday. Maybe I didn't get them. I don't know, he might be. Are you looking for a treat? I could have sworn I ordered some though. I don't see them on our bills, so I guess that's all right. sorry, Cheryl. Oh, the duck. Boomer, was that duck going after you? Ooh, Hatana was getting mad at the duck. She was mean mugging the duck. The duck was going after Boomer. Hey, can ducks have cranberries? Duck and the cat are having a standoff. No, we don't know where the duck came from.